Hello, everyone. Here we are back again with another edition of this utter fool, Darrell Brooks, sparring with the judge, and he has the audacity and or temerity asking her to prove him wrong in light of his argument of subject matter jurisdiction, irrespective of the judge refuting these sovereign citizen tactics, these stupid legal theories that have no merit, it's baseless, has no place in our judicial system. Let's dive in. And as we're waiting for the judge, I mean, this is just unbelievable. Here we go.
All right, thank you. Everyone, please be seated. State, have the next witness available?
Yes.
Yep, no, I know. I need the jury.
Yes, we're
Right
ready.
back on the record. We'll have the jury brought out. Okay. I know I did that once, but I'm not going to do that again.
Audio on?
Not yet. Now it is. You gotta.
I gotta get faster on that.
Yep.
Sometimes I just forget.
Are we going to address subject matter jurisdiction?
No.
Still has yet to be proven for the record.
Oh, really? Oh, really? Does that explain why you're still at Dodge? It still needs to be proven? Does that explain why you're still at Dodge?
You know that full well.
No, I don't. Is that a judicial determination that you don't have to answer that, Your Honor?
Mr. Brooks, I've already answered subject matter jurisdiction. You know that full well.
No.
You know what? Let me say this. If I was Judge Darrell, I would not have even entertained the conversation of subject matter jurisdiction, given that she's already went over this with him. Invariably, he keeps bringing it up. I would not have entertained it. It has already been answered. It's not necessary. I would not have. I guess I would have made it a tacit situation because I would not have responded to it. And the Court of Appeals would have understood that because it was already on the record.
I
Written
don't.
decision was entered last week.
I know nothing. It has yet to be proved. That's what I know.
Doesn't need to be proved.
Exactly.
It does.
No, it does not.
It has to be proven
No,
by
it
the
does not.
prosecution. You know that.
No, I actually know to the contrary.
Exactly.
So we're not going to address
So
it.
show me a lawful law that it says
Mr.
that.
Brooks, I provided you with the law.
No,
I'll
you
give
have
you
not.
You know what? I'll have my clerk print off another copy of that order.
You don't have to do that. Have
No,
her
I'm going
print.
to because you apparently didn't read
No,
it. So
have
I
her
hope you
print
can read
off
it this
proof.
time.
Have her print.
Darrell, what proof are you talking? What, you're in Dodge? That's proof enough. You've been sentenced. You're in jail for 7,000 years. How much more proof do you need? How much more proof does the prosecution need? You were on surveillance. That whole crime scene was under surveillance. How much more proof? What are you talking about? You sound like an idiot.
Off proof that you have
Man,
subject matter.
shut up. Fast forward. I don't want to hear this crap. Because it's nonsense. It's nonsense. It's a tactic that apparently didn't
Thank
work.
you, everyone. Please be seated. State may call its next witness.
The state will call Anthony Winters.
All right. Good morning, sir. If you would please make your way to the witness stand, which is on my right. It is upper riser. When you get there, please remain standing. Raise your right hand. My clerk, Teresa, who's on my left, will swear you in.
Do you solemnly swear that the testimony you're about to give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Thank you, sir. Please be seated. First thing I will ask you to do is to state your first and last names for the record
that's the
and then
Uber driver.
spell each.
Anthony Winters, Anthony Winters.
Thank you. Go ahead, your witness.
Thank you. Sir, direct your attention to November 21st, 2021. Were you working in the city of Waukesha that day?
Yes,
What were you doing?
I was driving Lyft.
Can you explain for those
Oh, the Lyft
few
driver.
people, I think, who don't know what Lyft is, can you explain what that is?
It's a rideshare app where people can request rides from point A to point B.
Wait a minute. People don't know what Lyft is in 2022? Well, that was 22, right? But gee whiz. Wow. They say. Anyway, go ahead.
Now, some people use Uber. Is that similar?
Yes, same thing.
And is that your full-time job?
No,
Did you go to the parade, the City of Waukesha parade that day?
I did not.
Were you aware that the parade was in downtown Waukesha that day?
Objection, lady.
Overruled, he may answer.
Yes, I was.
How were you aware of that?
It was everything was blocked off, and there was heavy police presence. And then I saw kind of the convoy going.
Okay.
Well, you notice what he said, everything was blocked off. That sounds like the defense. You know, everything Darrell Brooks said, he didn't even have the defense, but the point is everything he said was blocked. It was thwarted. All his tactics did not work. It was blocked off. Wow, there's overlap here. I love it. Keep going.
So you say everything was blocked off. What do you mean by that?
Like a lot of the streets, when I was having to go pick up people, a lot of the streets were blocked off, so I couldn't go certain ways.
Do you recall approximately what time you started driving that day?
It was around like 3:25.
Mr. Winters, do me a favor. If there is an objection that's been raised by either party, wait to answer the question. I'll rule on the objection and then I'll let you know.
Yes,
Let me say something. Now, on behalf of that, I understand that Judge Darrell is informing Mr. Winters to wait after she rules on the objection. But do you notice Brooks is just doing this repeatedly, and then he's also doing it after the witness is speaking. So he didn't even hear him making an objection. I mean, I know the jury has to be cringing right now. Like, I can't wait until this is over because we already unanimously made a decision. We just need to get to the process to put this man in a cage where he belongs. Let's just get through the process.
So the objection's noted, it's overruled, and you may continue answering.
yes, ma'am.
And you said,
3:25.
thank you. And do you know approximately how many fares you took that day?
That
Objection,
day.
speculative.
Overruled, he may answer.
See, his objections don't even make sense. Speculative. Why would it be speculative if she's asking him of his knowledge of it? And by the way, it sounds like Attorney Baisley has a little cold. I could be wrong. Was she sick that day, y'all? I don't know. Let's get back into it.
That day, it was probably anywhere from like about 11 or 12, somewhere in there.
Were your clients all from the city of Waukesha? Was that the general area that you were working?
Objection. Irrelevant.
He's just
Overruled, you may answer.
objecting for no reason.
No. I just happened to be in that area at that time.
At some point after do you know approximately what time you got done working that night?
Oh, it was probably later, around like 10, 11 o'clock that night.
When you got home, did you see anything on the news?
No.
At some point, did you become aware of an incident that had occurred during the city of Waukesha Christmas parade?
Yes.
Objection, leading.
Overruled, he may answer.
By the way, you notice she asked him, did he see anything on the news? Here's my question. I wonder if the jury, even though that they were, by random lot, they were picked, I wonder if they saw anything on the news. I believe everybody saw it. So he wasn't going to have, it didn't matter whether what venue it was going to be at. Everybody knew this monster and knows he belongs where he is.
Answer may stand.
Generally, what information did you obtain?
Objection, leading.
Overrule.
When I saw a bunch of police cars going, I contacted my sister because my niece goes to school at Carroll, and I was wondering what was going on. She told me something that wasn't even true that was going on, but later, after the next day after watching the news and social media, I found out what happened.
Yeah, we all did.
Looking back when you were working November 21st, 2021, did anything seem relevant with regard to that news that you saw?
Objection, leading.
Overruled.
You may answer.
Yeah, I had a call that was in the area, and it was just like a really weird call because no one ever showed up, but there was a very descriptive message that I got from the person that asked for the call about who I was looking for.
Okay, so I'm going to direct your attention to that day, November 21st, at approximately 5:15 p.m. What time did that, or how do you receive communication when you get a client?
When you're signed into the app, it'll just pop up. You can accept it or you can decline.
So you say it just pops up. How does it pops up on
my cell phone?
Okay, and did you receive a fare request or a ride request at approximately 5:15
Objection, leading.
That ain't leading.
Overruled, he may answer.
Yes, I did.
What information were you given with regard to that request?
Objection, leading.
Shut up,
Overruled. He
man.
may answer.
That's the distraction.
So the fare came in for Dawn.
That's the mother.
And the address I was picking up at was, I think it was 550 Elizabeth.
Dawn is a criminal.
And it was an empty, well, it wasn't an empty, it was an empty parking lot, but it was a company that was closed. And then I was given information that I was looking for a light-skinned black guy with dreadlocks.
That's Darrell Brooks.
Now, when you say that the name was the name associated with Dawn?
Mm-hmm.
That's a yes?
Yes.
Okay. And what does that mean to you? I'm not sure exactly how Lyft works, but
That's just
Objection, relevancy.
Overruled.
Oh, it's
He may
relevant, all
answer.
right.
that's just the name of the person.
Why would it not be relevant? Isn't his mother's name Dawn? Oh, what a coincidence. So obviously it is. He is so stupid, man. Shut up.
That I'm picking up. That I'm assuming that's the person I'm picking up.
okay. And were you in the city of Waukesha when that pop-up came on your phone?
Yes.
So what did you do?
I drove to the parking lot and waited for and hit that I arrived and waited for whomever was going to come out of the company.
He was just trying to make
And
his
that
money.
would be, you said 550 Elizabeth Street?
Yes, ma'am.
And that's in the city of Waukesha?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you receive information as to where you're taking the person when you initially get the pop-up?
Objection, leading.
Overruled.
Overruled. He may answer.
When you initially get the request, you don't know where the person is going until you say that you arrived. Then you can see the address that they're going to.
Right.
Okay. So did you eventually arrive at that location?
Yes.
What did you observe?
It was just a dark parking lot and a couple police cars on the street.
Wow.
No one was really around those. It seemed like it was like a closed building. I didn't know, it was just empty parking lot, no one there.
Okay. And did you see anyone, both strike that. When you arrived at the location, do you send something through your app that says I've arrived?
Objection, leading.
Overruled. You may answer.
Yes, there's a button that you can just click and say I arrived, and it sends a message to the person letting you know that you're out, let them know that you're outside and they have 5 minutes to come out.
What that does?
He's just objecting on instinct. I want to rewind because I thought this was funny when Darrell had questioned this man, and I felt so bad for this guy because he just was so nervous. You could tell the way he was answering. And I guess so, given the fact that, these witnesses are actually talking to a killer. They're talking to Satan. Wouldn't you be nervous? Talking to Satan and being questioned by the devil, by the adversary, by the enemy. And so to his credit, I understand. I wouldn't want to be questioned by no evil, this satanic man. Let me find this. This was so funny because Darrell clearly didn't know what he was doing. Let me see if we can get the cross here. I'm sorry, y'all. I should be a lot more prepared than this, but anyway, it is what it is. Let's see this real quick.
Depiction of how your phone screen looked that afternoon as you showed it to the police?
Objection, leading.
Overruled. You may answer, sir.
Yes.
I move Exhibit 74 into evidence and ask for permission to publish.
Objection, relevancy.
Exhibit 74 is received. Permission to publish is granted. The objection's overruled.
Exactly. How can an exhibit be not relevant? It would be an exhibit if it wasn't relevant, dumbass.
Can you zoom in on the broadcast
He's
of the program?
stupid.
Okay, Mr. Caproon, did you call this number at any point?
Objection, leading.
Overruled. He may answer.
No.
So all three of these calls, outgoing, incoming, and canceled, would have been made by someone other than you.
Yes.
Objection, leading.
Right. Well, he definitely can't call an incoming number. If it says incoming, apparently the person called him. And I believe it was Darrell Brooks's mother, co-conspirator, that criminal. Can't stand her. I hope that they are building up a case against her to put her along with her animalistic son.
And the only person who had your phone during that time frame was who?
Objection.
Me.
Shut up.
Or
Overruled.
Derek, no, Mr. Brooks.
I don't feel so bad.
After
for
Mr.
this
Brooks
guy.
handed you your phone back, what happened next?
A lady had called me,
His mother.
and I answered the phone, and I asked her if she was an Uber.
His dumb
And
mother
she
called.
told me she wasn't an Uber.
Did she say anything else?
Objection. Leading.
Overruled.
His enabler called.
Is the call that you're talking about, the lady who called you, was that incoming call from that 414 number we just looked at?
Objection. Leading.
Sustained as to the form of the question.
Did you recognize the number that called you?
He said he didn't look at it.
I didn't recognize it. I didn't look at the number.
No.
I just answered the phone.
And it was recorded in your phone's call history?
Yes.
And it was the same number that Mr. Brooks had used your phone to dial?
Objection. Leading, and I don't consent to being.
That's your
called
damn name. Shut
Overruled.
the hell up.
I'm sorry, I took the exhibit down. Did you need it back up?
No, I think we're done.
All right, thank you.
And that was a yes, just to be clear.
Yes.
Did Mr. Brooks leave at some point?
Objection. I don't consent.
That's
to being
your
called
damn
that
name.
Yes.
Did you see what direction he went when he left?
By the way, you notice every time he says objection, he doesn't consent to being called that name, and the judge is not even ruling on it because it's irrelevant. That's his name on the docket sheet. That's his name anytime he signed an ICF. His name is Darrell Brooks. That's the name that Rebecca Carpenter that he had revealed to her upon his initial capture. The jury knows that's his name. So him refuting that that's his name is absolutely irrelevant. That's your damn name. Darrell Edward Dumbass Brooks.
I guess it would be like the southwest part of my property, heading more westerly towards my neighbors.
Okay. Do you know what street he was headed, or he appeared to be headed toward?
Objection. Speculative.
Overruled. You may
How's it
answer, sir.
speculative when he's seen you, dumbass?
Well, Central Avenue is an L Street, and he was heading towards Central.
Exactly. How's that speculative?
Thank you, Your Honor. That's all.
All right, very well. Any questions, Mr. Brooks, for this
Now,
witness?
now watch how dumb this. Now this shows the ignorance of. Well, we already know they're stupid, but all this does is just augments his stupidity because we all know he ain't no damn attorney. Here we go.
I don't consent to being called
Shut
that
up!
name
That's
for the
your
record.
damn name. You don't consent to a hairline.
Do you recall giving a statement to a Detective Schwartz?
Watch this.
I'm not sure what his name was.
Good answer. He doesn't
I'm
recall.
referring to a Detective Mandy L. Schwartz, so that would be a woman.
There was a female, yes.
And do you recall giving a statement to the woman law enforcement officer?
Yes.
Do you recall if that was the same night or days
Look at all
immediately after?
these expressions, man.
It was the same night.
And do you recall in that statement if you were asked about a description of the person in your driveway?
Yes.
Do you recall what you said?
Yes.
I mean, you stated for the record and for the jury.
Yes. Black male, 30s.
A dumbass. man.
Dreadlocks. Red shirt, jeans, no shoes, no jacket.
Right, a fool out there with no shoes, no jacket. A stupid, dumbass fool. I would have explained it like that.
If it pleases the court, I have the statement
Improper.
here,
That's improper.
and I would like to show the witness.
You're not an attorney.
Is it his written statement?
It's I'm guessing, whatever statement he gave to Detective Schwartz.
No, wait a minute. Why would any real attorney say, I'm guessing? Wouldn't an attorney know? Come on, show your ignorance. Display how dumb you really are. Let's go.
Is it a written statement?
I don't know if it's a written
You
statement.
don't even know what you're doing.
Maybe
Would
it
this be
made,
the police report?
yeah.
Then no.
If it's not his written statement,
Exactly.
then I'm going to deny
Deny
that
it.
request to show it to the witness. He may ask
Exactly.
a question.
See, the judge was kind of giving him pointers. I wouldn't even have told him you can ask the question. I would have continued making him further make an idiot out of his dumb ass self. He doesn't know what he's doing, and it's clearly evident. You ain't no damn attorney. You fool. Look how dumb he is looking through the papers.
Do you recall
Winging
in
it.
your
You fool.
report with Detective Schwartz that you described the male as approximately 5'5" to 5'6", weighing approximately 120 to 125 pounds?
He might be 120.
And the
Skinny
male
head.
appeared to be in his 20s?
Yeah, I don't recall.
Great answer. I love I don't recall.
Any reason why this report would say that, and then you would, when you were asked,
Maybe because it was a summary, dumbass. It's a summary, not his actual statements. The police wrote the summary. You are stupid.
the reason for the sustain? Any reason why this report would say that, and then you would,
He is dumb.
when you were asked the description, you gave a different description?
Clear.
Any reason why the two would conflict?
Objection,
Grounds?
argumentative,
Grounds.
and misstates the
Mistakes.
evidence.
Exactly.
Sustained.
Reason for the sustain? Grounds for the sustain?
Sustained as to the form of the question.
It's sustained because you're dumb. That's why it's sustained. You don't know what you're doing.
And it misstates the testimony in part.
Exactly.
Well, I'm reading from
You
the
can't do
report that
that.
was given to the detective.
And you can't testify as to what that report says. You can only question the witness on it, sir.
That was a
Exactly.
question. Do you recall?
He didn't recall, dumbass.
He said he did not recall. Next question.
Exactly. Oh my God, you are dumb. You notice how he's just winging it? Yeah. Apparently you are. Apparently you are. Now, I want to go to this one. I want to go to this one. Wait a minute. I think this is it. Here we go.
To my right, when you get there, please remain standing, raise your right hand, and my clerk Teresa, who's on my left, will swear you in. There is one riser, so just be mindful of that.
I like this guy. He said, I pulled up your mugshot.
Do you solemnly swear that the testimony you're about to give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Thank you, sir. Please be seated. The first thing I will ask you to do is to state your first and last names for the record and then spell each.
Sean Backler, S-E-A-N, last name B-A-C-K-L-E-R.
All right, go ahead. Your witness.
Thank you. Good morning, Mr. Backler.
Hi.
Sir, on November 21 of 2021, where did you live?
Objection, relevancy.
Overruled. You may answer, sir.
It's foundation, dumbass.
409 Central Avenue, Waukesha, Wisconsin.
Okay, if you could just keep your...
No, you know it's funny. No, the reason why she asked where he lives because you got to remember Darrell ended up in this man's yard, so it's definitely relevant. I like Attorney Opera. She's building foundation to the crescendo to make Darrell further look like an idiot.
Voice up a little bit, please.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's maybe better if you scoot a little closer to the microphone. Okay, 409 Central Avenue, and that's in the city of Waukesha?
Correct.
Okay. Around the time of 4:49 p.m. on that afternoon of November 21, where were you? Overruled.
I was outside working around the yard. Had my garage open.
Okay. Were you aware that the annual Christmas parade was going on that afternoon?
I was aware of it, yes.
Did you attend the parade, sir?
No, I did not.
Relevancy.
Okay. Overruled. Around
It's all
4:49 p.m., what happened, sir?
Objection. Leading the witness.
Overruled.
I heard some noise around on the east side of my garage, and I went to see what was going on, and I found the defendant.
He found a sewer rat. Just go ahead and say you found a sewer rat in your yard with no shoes on.
On the side of my garage. I asked him, what in the effing hell is he doing?
Yeah, it was a sewer rat down here.
So let's slow down a little bit. You heard a noise and you went to...
Wait a minute, I like that laugh. Say it again.
Around 4:49 p.m., what happened, sir?
Objection. Leading the witness.
Shut up.
Overruled.
I heard some noise around on the east side of my garage.
You heard a sewer rat.
And I went to see what was going on, and I found the defendant on the side of my garage. I asked him, what in the effing hell is he doing?
Okay, so let's slow down a little bit. You heard a noise and you went to explore it, correct?
Correct.
And you saw a person there?
No, a sewer
Yes, I
rat.
did.
And you questioned that person for being there, is that right?
Objection. Leading the witness.
Foundational, Your Honor.
This is overruled. You can answer. I'm not sure if you did or not.
I asked him what he was doing there.
Okay. And maybe you were cursing at him, is that what you're suggesting?
Objection. Leading the witness.
Overruled.
I think I dropped an F-bomb on him.
I
Why?
would too. I would have dropped my fish.
He's trespassing.
Okay. The person that
There
you...
was an objection, but it's overruled.
Thank you.
The person that you saw, can you give us a description of that person, please?
When I called it in on the non-emergency line at the Waukesha Police Department, I described him as at about 5'8", probably weighed about 150 pounds. He was either black, mixed, or Latino male, wearing a red shirt, jeans,
No shoes, like a fool.
long hair, beard, and
20
I think he was
degrees.
missing his shoes.
Okay. You said red top?
Red shirt.
Objection.
Yes.
Leading the witness.
Red shirt. What kind of shirt?
Overruled, and his answer may stand.
He was wearing a red.
If there is an objection, please just wait until I rule on it first
Wait, he's
by saying
objecting
either
constantly.
overruled or sustained, and I'll let you know if you can answer the question.
Okay, I'm sorry.
That's okay. Go ahead.
I believe it was a red T-shirt.
Okay. To your way of thinking, was
And by the way, you notice he said a red T-shirt. And this actually refutes Darrell's argument by this whole incident, or I call it attack, he calls it incident, but it refutes the whole argument of him claiming that it wasn't by intent. Well, if it wasn't by intent, then why did he change out of that red and put the gray hoodie on? Oh, he knew something. He knew what he exactly what he was doing, you stupid fool. And then changed his hair. Come on, man. You can't argue that this wasn't intent.
dressed appropriately for the weather?
Objection. Leading the witness.
Overruled. You may answer.
Relevancy.
Shut up.
Overruled.
Immediately, it just seemed off because he was wearing a T-shirt.
Right.
If I remember correctly, he was not wearing shoes.
Exactly.
It was very cold out.
Right.
He was
Very
sweating. His eyes were huge.
Whoa, sewer rat.
And
Sewer lids.
he was just acting.
Darrell is a sewer rat and his eyes were as big as sewer lids. They were huge.
When he came out from the garage, he was asking if I could call him an Uber.
Okay. So you spoke with him a little bit?
Objection. Leading.
That ain't leading.
Sustained is to the form of the question. Please rephrase.
Very shortly.
No, let
I
it.
have to
Let
ask
it
him
She
the
needs to
question.
rephrase her question.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Did you speak with him?
A little bit.
Okay. What do you remember him saying?
He
you
said-
notice that Attorney Opera basically asked the same question, and his second one wasn't objected to. You notice that? She said, "So you spoke with him?" And he objected. It was sustained. And did she ask again?
asking if I could call him an Uber, and then he said I need to get home.
Did you agree to call an Uber for him?
No, I said I needed to leave my yard.
Yeah, get that sewer rat out
And
of there.
did he comply with that?
Yeah, he did. He just kept asking if I could call him an Uber, if he could use my phone. I said,
I
you
wouldn't
just
let
need to
him.
leave.
Yeah, get out of
And,
here. We'll let that rat touch my phone.
The person that you're describing for us, sir, do you see him present in the courtroom here?
he's sitting over there with the mask on and in the suit.
Take your mask
Ask the
off.
defendant be instructed to remove the mask.
Mr. Brooks, please remove your mask.
Look up. Look up.
And if he would look at the witness, please, Your Honor, with his head down, it's not to assist him.
Look up.
Mr. Brooks, please look up and look at the witness. Look at the witness, please. Thank you.
Is that the man that you're describing that was in your backyard that you spoke to?
Objection,
Yes.
leading.
Overruled.
I want to show you a photograph. It's going to come up on that screen there next to you, okay? Just let me know when it's up. The system takes a minute to warm up, especially first thing in the morning. Is it up?
Yep, it is.
Okay. Do you see this photograph, sir?
Objection.
And
Overruled.
Yes.
His objections has no
I'd like
basis.
you, is there a person shown in the photograph?
It's the
Objection,
defendant.
leading.
Overruled. It's not leading. You may answer.
It's the defendant.
It's the sewer rat.
Is this consistent with his appearance when he presented himself to you on your driveway that evening or backyard garage area?
Objection, leading.
Overruled. You may answer.
It is consistent.
Okay. Move to admit and permission to publish 171, Your Honor.
Yes.
Objection, relevancy.
Let the jury see this.
Your objection is overruled. Exhibit
Permission to
171
publish
is
is
received.
granted.
Permission to publish is granted.
Yes. Let the world see it.
The jurors will also let us know when the image is projected in the jury box.
Wow, there he
And
is.
sir, it's a little hard to tell in the photograph, but was
There
the
he is.
t-
Now look at that. Look at that cold sewer rat on that porch. Yeah, that sewer rat looks cold.
he was wearing a short sleeve or long sleeve, if you remember?
Objection, relevancy.
Overruled.
It was a short sleeve shirt.
Mm-hmm. Now listen, that is off. You mean to tell me it's what 20 degrees out there? You wear a short sleeve shirt, low shoes. Come on now. Does that sound suspect or what? Given that he was the suspect.
Ultimately, did he leave your property?
Objection, asked and answered.
Overruled. You may answer.
When he was leaving, he was kind of taking his time, and then I told him he needs to leave again.
Get the
and
hell out of
started
here.
walking towards him as he was leaving, and he lifted his shirt up and said he was unarmed.
Okay. Had you asked him about any weapons?
I had
Objection, relevancy.
Overruled.
I had not asked.
When he left your property, did you see which direction he headed?
He was going northwest.
Okay. Thank you, sir. I don't have any other questions.
Oh, this was
All right.
wonderful.
Sir, Mr. Brooks, do you have any questions for this witness?
Yes, I do, and I object to
Shut
being
up, that's
called
your
that
damn
for the
name.
record.
Ask your stupid question. Baseless piece of crap.
Do you recall giving a statement to Officer Probst?
I don't know his name, but
I ain't gonna remember the name. It's been
I
over a
talked to
year.
an officer.
How does this go to your defense?
And you did talk to an officer that night?
I talked to an officer on the phone. I did not talk to an officer that night. I mean, on the phone I did, but not in person.
So it was a conversation on the non-emergency line. Would that be fair to say?
It was on the non-emergency line. I actually confirmed it after I called to make sure I was on the non-emergency line.
Do you recall the description that you gave at that time?
I do. Well, my best of my knowledge was that you were either black, Latino,
Who's you?
or
You,
mixed.
Darrell
you?
Brooks.
You have to let him answer the question first before you interrupt him with another one. Go ahead with the description you provided that night.
I said that the individual was either black, mixed, or Latino.
No, he should have just said you, Darrell Edward Brooks. The person, the demonic, stupid fool that's asking dumb questions. He lucky, let me tell y'all something. He's lucky I wasn't on that stand, because, I would have got with him. I wouldn't be referring to him in the third person. No, directly, Darrell Brooks, just like Carpenter did it. You, the suspect. The suspect is Darrell Brooks, the liar that lied about coming to Waukesha on a tan key. Ain't nobody stupid. Jury ain't falling for this crap.
So it'd be fair to say you didn't know at the time.
I was giving a general description.
So it'd be fair to say that you weren't sure.
I was positive it was you.
Even, watch this. How does this go to Darrell's defense? Because even if he did not give an accurate description, even if he wasn't sure, it doesn't matter, because everything was on surveillance. Everybody else seen him. I told y'all, that whole crime scene. He's being shown. So how is this a defense? How? Just like the video. That same red Ford Escape was shown in that video is the same Ford Escape that Darrell Brooks used to kill those people. The same key that Detective Casey found was the same key that worked and operated the vehicle in question. So even if if he doesn't give an accurate description, if it's his height, if it's his weight, irrespective of that, the fact is it's Darrell Brooks.
Who is you?
You.
Darrell
I'm looking
Brooks.
at you.
That's exactly who you are. A fool.
And how did you come to that conclusion, the you conclusion?
You was in his yard, dumbass.
I'm looking at you.
How did you come to that conclusion? Did you?
What conclusion?
Because
Can you restate the question?
You're saying that you gave a description on the non-emergency phone line, correct?
It was on the non-emergency line.
And you was in his
So it
yard.
would be fair to say at that time you had no name or knowledge of who the person was in your backyard.
It didn't matter. You fit the description. You are the person he's seeing in his yard. And oh wow, lo and behold, ironically, this guy, now it's on the news. Oh wow, that was the same guy that was in my yard. So it doesn't matter that he didn't know your name. Watch it, you don't even know your name. You say you don't even know who Darrell Brooks is. So how would there be honor amongst thieves? Again, what is your defense? No different than, where is your hairline?
Would that be fair to say?
I had no idea who you were.
And so how can you say how can you say you then if you had no idea?
You was in his yard.
I'm looking at you. You were the guy.
Right.
And
Exactly.
how did you come to that conclusion?
Oh my God.
You and I were standing in the same yard looking at each other.
Exactly.
So
how
is
was
it possible you saw something on the news?
Would it matter?
No, I had no idea who you were.
Interesting.
Yeah, interesting that you think.
Do you
you're not
recall
a-
giving a description of approximately 5'9" and 160 pounds?
Yeah, it's something like that.
Something like that, or would that be accurate?
It's a
I didn't have a
description.
tape measure out. It was just a guesstimate.
Would it be fair to say that since you keep identifying me as you, would it be fair to say that I'm not 5'9" nor 160 pounds?
Yeah, but that's a dumb argument to make because guess what? At the time he had dreads, so he doesn't have dreads now. So how is this I mean, how are you moving forward with this? Oh, come on, Attorney Opera, I need you.
Shoes on or off right now?
His
Would
hair
it
was
be
in
fair to say
dreadlocks.
that I'm not 5'9", 160 pounds?
If you take your shoes off and step out of them, they could have a better.
Well, I'm not gonna have them do that, but if you're able to answer the question, do you agree?
I'd
or
have to be
disagree?
standing next to him. That's what I made my judgment from. We were about 2
Does
feet
it-
from each other.
Does it look like I'm 5'9"?
It doesn't matter. You didn't. Guess what? You had dreadlocks then. You ain't got them now. That doesn't negate the fact that it's still you, dumbass.
I don't know. We were a lot closer.
Does it look like I'm 160 pounds?
Objection.
Grounds.
Irrelevant as to his appearance today, just like his hair isn't in dreadlocks today.
Thank
Sustained.
you.
Objection.
Thank you. Thank you. Exactly. So where are you going with this? That was brilliant. Thank you, Attorney Opera. I love you.
Question.
Grounds for the sustain.
The grounds is you stupid and your argument ain't going nowhere. And so it was objected and it is sustained. Next question.
Next question, please.
Exactly.
You also said that, well, the narrative in the
Ain't no narrative. Ain't no narrative. What you're doing is trying to spin the narrative, suggesting that you don't even know who Darrell Brooks is. Listen, let me go to this next one where he questioned. I like her. Can't remember her name. I don't recall her name, but I like her testimony. When she's being asked questions by Brooks. Wait a minute. Fast forward this. Okay.
Thing, but did you see a person approach the doors to the building during the video?
Yes, I did. I saw Darrell Brooks approach the door.
And is that consistent with what you saw that night as you watched Mr. Brooks?
Yes.
objection, I don't consent.
That's
to
your
being
damn
called
name.
that
Shut the hell up.
And now that you look at the door, do you see the address for the building on the door?
Yes, I do.
And what is the address, please?
550.
Does that sound right?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. I don't have any other questions.
All right.
Here we go. Get your
Mr. Brooks, we
popcorn.
have questions for you. Any cross, sir?
I don't consent to being
Shut
called
up.
that name,
Shut
for
up.
the record.
Shut up. Sounds stupid.
Your cross, please.
Can I get to it?
Well, hurry the hell up and get to it. It's gonna be stupid anyway. And refute it.
You just stated that before the interaction with the person that you had, you didn't know him. That be fair to say?
Yes, that's fair to say.
So how could you refer to him by name if you didn't know him?
Because it was later discovered, asshole.
I have seen the news since then,
Exactly.
and the video of you being arrested, and you have since been identified on TV.
And
So
not only
that's
that, he identified by his name when he was caught by the what was the cop name? Rebecca Carpenter. He said Darrell Brooks. He's a stupid, utter fool.
You came to the name,
That's correct.
so it'd be fair to say that you got that off of news reports.
And how does that matter?
That's correct.
And that's just like I didn't know who this fool was until I saw it on the news. Now we all know who the fool is. I call him a sewer rat. How about you?
Since then, and the video of you being arrested, and you have since been identified on TV.
So that's how you came to the
Yeah,
name?
yeah, that's how we all came
That's
to the name.
correct.
So it'd be fair to say that you got that off of news reports.
Right.
That's correct.
And that's who you are. Moving right along. I mean, what does he think? The jury's gonna be on his side because she got it off of the news? So what? I'm pretty sure the jury's seen this on the news. So you wasn't gonna have a fair trial by default, you fool.
You said the individual you spoke with seemed out of place and disoriented, like he didn't know where he was. Would that be fair to say?
That's correct.
And how would you characterize disoriented?
How does he characterize these questions as a defense? That's what I want to know. Okay, go
You
ahead.
seemed
Waste of time.
know where you were.
Who's you?
You had specifically said, I don't know where I am.
Who's you?
You, Brooks.
Or where am I specifically?
The hairless line guy.
So disoriented would, from your perspective, be...
This is a waste of time because there's no defense.
Exactly what?
Disoriented as you did not know where you were.
Come on, Darrell. Exactly what he's doing, winging this as he's going. He didn't read through that stuff. He even said one time, do you see all those boxes? Do you think I had time to go through all that? And that's why I believe that he didn't know that the state had that video. Because he didn't go through all the boxes. And it's evident.
And you made reference to your phone being used, right?
That's correct.
And you also made reference to not being able to hear the person on the other line.
And don't
That's
matter.
correct.
She heard you.
But you also made reference to not the person who used your phone not being able or not answering what was being asked to them. That'd be fair to say?
Objection. That's a compound
Very
question,
compound.
vague and unclear.
Sustained is to the form of the question.
Exactly.
If you couldn't hear what was being said on the other end of the line, how can you say that there was questions being asked?
Because she heard you.
Well, there was clearly a conversation going on, and you just kept repeating, just call me an Uber.
Exactly.
That you were very frustrated, and whoever was asking questions of you didn't just to call you an Uber.
Right. She put
Just my interpretation of it. I could not hear the other end of the phone conversation.
She
So
put
it'd be fair to say you don't know what was being discussed.
wrong.
Besides call me an Uber, yes, that's correct.
So she did know what was being discussed because she heard him say call. So she put two and two together. Again, y'all, audience, again, I need y'all to help me with this question. How is what he is asking her a defense? I'm still trying to figure that out. I think Judge Darrell even mentioned that during her sentencing phase. She said, although I don't know what his defense was. Other than he didn't mean to do it, it wasn't intent. Well, that was refuted. Why did he change his apparel? Why did he change his hair? Why did he keep on going? Did he get out of the vehicle to try to help if somebody was hurt? No, he kept going. So that refutes his argument of this not being, or this being inadvertent or something done unwittingly. All right, I'm going to end it. I'm getting tired. He's making me mad. Y'all know I don't like making videos because he authentically pisses me off. And I want to have a good day today. And I don't want my day to be thwarted by this idiot. So please leave your comments. I would love to read the feedback from you all. And please share the channel. Thank you for the new subscribers. Thank you all. Appreciate you. And please support the channel. Thank you.